about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button and that bell icon so you never miss an episode. So what are the pros and cons of Facebook dating for asexuals in 2022? Where do I start? So let's say some pros of Facebook dating in 2022. So they've just had another update to their interface. So kind of like in the last 24 hours, they've updated the look of Facebook dating. It's got kind of a more sophisticated look, I think. They seem to have changed some fonts and seem to have like streamlined different areas within Facebook dating itself. So it just seems to have it seems to have like things in tabs. It seems a little bit different layout slightly. So it's like got, matches and stuff like that. It's just a better layout, I think. They've also got a new friends feature in 2022. And so this means you can browse people to add as a friend. So you can say that you like them as a friend. It's also got things in common. You can find people with common interests. So for example, I like dancing, so it will come up with other people that have got dancing in their profile. So that is really, really interesting as well. And so yeah, it's got some good points, it's still got, you can find people through events, mutual events. You can like someone as a secret crush and stuff like this that you may know and things like that. But overall, I think Facebook dating has improved. I've had 2 in-person dates so far, off the app, like in person. Neither of those were suitable for me for a relationship, but it was nice to meet 2 different guys in person. I got to fulfill my dream of having an actual date with a 21-year-old Indian guy, who I did really enjoy kissing, but he's not suitable for a relationship. And the other guy had some good points, but he told me some lies and deceived me on some stuff. So that was really sad that he did that. So yeah. Anyway, I wish them both well, in finding the person that will make them really happy. But so that's 2 dates. I haven't had any dates before this year from Facebook dating. So that's 2 in this month alone. Now, getting on to cons about Facebook dating. So most people who use the friend button are not actually looking for friends. They're actually looking for a relationship, or more likely they're looking for a casual hookup. So it seems that the friends button is being used as friends with benefits a lot of the time. As in, they say they like, it's used to get into conversation basically, which is a pro because it's easier to get into conversation with people, but a con in the sense that friends doesn't really mean friends. It means like, I'm interested in having sex with you usually. So that's a big con. And the feature that I told you about where you can look for common interests, there's no like distance limit on that. So I end up with some interest in common with people in Germany, for example. So yeah, that's miles away. You could argue that at least it opens up to more worldwide, but you know what I mean? It's unlikely you're going to want to travel all that way to meet someone. So I think it's a really good feature, shared interest, that they've got on there. But I also think, like if you don't really want to be like traveling all that way if it's matching up with people in another country, unless you look right down at their bio and profile, you don't even realize they're in another country. So if you're just spotting them by face alone, then you wouldn't know that. So I think, the friends, I think the new friends button is great because I think it allows you to get into much more conversation, many more conversations, much more easily, I'm trying to say. But it is basically a lot of the time a con in the sense that it's not really friends or friendship they're looking for. They're looking for something casual, basically. Casual sex, casual kissing, hookups, whatever you want to call it. I had a guy on there today and, yesterday through today, he was interested. I think I've been chatting to him for a couple of days, had I, or 48 hours or something. Anyway, he was interested in a date with me. But then, you know, I told him that he asked me what I like to do on the date. So I said, you know, like go somewhere to chat and to eat food. He said that sounds like good. But I had to tell him, you know, that if he's thinking about kissing me, then he'd need to do a COVID test because I can't have the vaccine and I'm not risking my life for some kiss, you know. So if he has that in mind, I have to do a COVID test, which is like, oh, I've had the vaccine, so I haven't got COVID. That's just a load of rubbish. You can still get COVID even if you've had the vaccine. I've had friends that have had COVID, that have had the vaccine. It doesn't stop you getting COVID or spreading it if you get it, you know. So, like, it's meant to just make it not as harsh for you personally if you get it. Basically, that's what it's really meant to do, in theory. So yeah, so you know, I'm finding that the guys, you know, they're like, oh, you know, like very flippant, and they just want to basically meet me up with me for kissing, basically. And so anyway, this guy, I said, you know, I would not meet up without him doing COVID. I wouldn't kiss him unless he did a COVID test, and I wouldn't meet up with him unless I chatted to him on video first. So he arranged with me to video chat with him at 5 p.m. and he didn't show up, and he'd added me as a Facebook friend by then. He was online like 17 minutes before or something, so he could have messaged me to say if there was a problem, but he didn't. And I gave him like 2.5 hours to message me back when I said he didn't show up, and he didn't say anything. So I just saw him online and said bye and blocked him, you know. So we, you know, I said before we aren't suitable, but he could have responded and didn't. So, you know, it's just like a lot of the guys I'm meeting, they just literally want to meet up to kiss me. And I do really love kissing, don't get me wrong. And maybe I could change my mind and decide to just do that. But at the end of the day, it's not really great for me. I'm not actually on the app for kissing hookup. I do think it's good for me to date different guys, though. Like, that's a real mindset shift. I find it hard to get my head around that. But I do think I need to date different younger foreign guys because, you know, like, I love younger foreign guys, like in the early to mid 20s. And I haven't actually had that much experience in the last years of actually dating that age group in person. And so I think that's really good for me. Obviously, I had the 21-year-old that I did have a date with, you know. So I think it's just really good for me to be able to date the age group that I'm actually attracted to, you know. And the only way I'm going to get used to what it's like or would possibly be like with a younger guy in an actual relationship is to date more. And so I'm kind of like changing my mindset on the fact that I do need to date more guys, multiple guys to find the right guy for me, if there's a right guy on there. Also on Facebook dating, I have actually made a couple of friends so far on there, so it's not all been like a disaster. So I've got a couple of guys on there I'm talking to as a friend at the moment. One of them is really nice to me now, more than, well, I say nice to me now, they've not been horrible to me, but I know them a bit better now and we talk about secret stuff together, and I thought that's really nice. So he's the opposite of me. He's like hypersexual and I'm asexual, but he's really respectful of me and I'm really respectful of him. So that works out quite well. We just chat about our day and work and stuff. So I find that quite refreshing. I think it's quite nice. I seem to get on well with him. He's from Afghanistan originally, but well, I got like runs 2 shops. So, you know, he seems really nice to talk to. You know, like accepting of my asexuality, open-minded. I really like that about him. I seem to get on better and better with him in message lately, which is really nice. And then there is an actual Indian guy I'm talking to, much later 20s, 29 I think he is, and yeah, I get on well with him as well. We have backwards and forwards conversations quite a bit. So far those two have been good. So I have actually made a couple of friends, I'd say, but I don't really class them as friends properly unless they're on my Facebook profile, personal one, because, you know, it is a dating app. You know what I mean? So obviously they can like me romantically as well. And so, you know, I think for proper friendship, they got to like you on your personal Facebook, really, to be fully friends with you, because they're going to know who you are off that dating app, you know. But yeah, it's nice to talk to them. It's good to have, you know, younger foreign guys to talk to message with, who, you know, like back and forth conversation. But a lot of the guys on there, you know, they're not really into getting into conversation. It's like they just want a casual hookup, and it's like really bad that, you know, I don't feel there's that many people looking for a serious relationship on there. A lot of them don't know what they want as well. The majority of them, probably all of them I've spoke to, don't have any relationship goals. They don't have any like goals or plans for how the relationship would look like if they got into a relationship. And I just thinking, like me personally, I just think that's, like ridiculous. They haven't even thought about that if they want to take relationships seriously, but clearly they don't really want to take a relationship seriously, do they? If they haven't even thought about relationship goals or where they want a relationship to lead, do they want marriage? Do they want kids? Where do they see themselves developing and growing the relationship in the next few years? Like what would their ideal relationship look like on a day-to-day basis? All these type of questions they don't know any of the answers to usually. And so again, they haven't really thought things through. It's kind of like just a swipe and chat culture there, and no one's really looking for their proper, true, forever, genuine soulmate. Some of them lie as well. They just tell me what I want to hear, what I think I want to hear. I prefer guys who tell me some stuff that isn't exactly what I want to hear, but it's just like the truth. So there's quite a few people on there that don't tell the truth, that lie, or that just like say things just to like please me. And it's like, I can tell you're lying and not telling me the truth. So that's really sad. There's some people that start talking to you and then just stop. I've had that. I've had people saying, oh, why are you looking for an Indian guy? Is it just for your channel? For research? It's like, no, I liked Indian guys before I ever did this channel. And I'm very specifically putting in my profile one Indian guy because I believe in going what you want for in life. What's the point in, like beating around the bush? I like directness. What is the point in me saying otherwise when that's my top attractions for Indian guys? It doesn't mean to say I'll speak to just Indian guys. The guy who never showed up for the video date he arranged with me, which is now I've blocked him. He was Pakistani. And there's another guy who started talking to me. He's Bangladesh, but I mean, he's just like not really. He's come my Facebook friend, but he's not really talking to me much. I find that the younger guys on there seem to be very immature. Like, I know younger guys in the early 20s, like 21, 22, that's very mature in the entrepreneur world. They talk like a proper adult, have adult conversations, back and forth flowing conversation. You wouldn't know that they were like 21, 22. It's just like they're a full-fledged adult and can have a proper vocabulary and can speak properly and can engage in conversation and just chat like this. So I know there's good guys out there in the world that are really young and very intelligent and switched on and know what they're talking about. When I'm on Facebook dating, I feel like, especially the 21-year-olds lately I've talked to, the one I dated and the Bangladesh one I'm talking to, I'm I'm trying not to talk to him that much in terms of like if he doesn't talk to me, because there's no point in me making all the effort. And so it's very much he doesn't really want to get to know me as a person. And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, because he was on about meeting up. And I'm like, well, I need to get to know you first, but he's not really getting to know me. And it's not proper conversation. It's just like one sentences occasionally, and that's no good to me. I need proper intelligent conversation, someone who can actually, hold a proper conversation and backwards and forwards and actually share their life and secrets and world with me, which is what they're not doing, those types of people. So clearly they're not really that interested. And they don't really appreciate me. So I think it's better to just leave them. If they can't make an effort, I'm not going to bother. I'd rather speak to the people on there that are actually making an effort to talk to me and engage in conversation and stuff. I've got a new guy on there, but again, he's already talking about meeting up and kissing me, and so it's very much like, I do love kissing. I have in the past thought, could I just meet guys for kissing? And I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's just I don't actually want just kissing. I want a relationship. But yeah. But I do think it's good for me to date a variety of guys to find out, what they're like. But I mean, when they think about kissing me, I tell them they've got to do a COVID test. Some of them are good and some of them not interested anymore. I'm thinking, if you can't respect me enough to just do a COVID test to make sure that you don't give me anything if you're carrying something, because I've got an autoimmune condition and it's part of my health and safety for myself, If they can't even bother to do that and look after me in that way, then they're just going to be clearly no good for me, you know? It's like, I'm not into sex, but if you are having sex and you meet up, you get condoms ready, don't you? You know what I'm saying? Because you care about yourself and the other person. Like, if like I'm gonna do kissing, then the guy can get a COVID test done. If he can't be bothered to get a COVID test done, then he's not my guy, is he? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it means going out their way. Whoopity doo, you know what I mean? It's like this, a lot of the guys on there don't even want to do anything. Like the guy that just started messaging me on Facebook dating, because I'm in London tomorrow at Frozen, the musical. I can't wait. So I'll be doing some live streams from London soon, tomorrow in a few hours' time. I gotta get to sleep soon. And so, you know, one of the guys I started talking to, he lives in London. He's like, oh, you can get the Metropolitan line and you can come to this park. And, you know, clearly just meeting up for kissing with me. It's like, I don't even know you. I haven't done audio or video call with you, and I don't know you. I'm not gonna meet a stranger I don't even know. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm finding that they like really quickly want to meet up with me, which in some ways is good because it stops beating around the bush and it's direct. But in another way, it's a nightmare because literally all they want to do is meet up for kissing and stuff. And once you do that, there's no chance really of a relationship, because once it's centered around physical stuff, it usually means that it only stays physical, you know, or it fizzles out, which obviously you can't live on physical stuff alone. I don't want just that. So for me, like I said, I need intelligent conversation. A lot of the guys on there are just looking for physical stuff. There's one guy who I became friends with on Facebook, and then he's basically stopped talking to me. I don't think that's anything to do with me. I think it's just the way he is. So yeah, I find it's good in some ways. I find I'm getting a lot more guys to chat to, a lot more conversations I'm having, guys I'm actually meeting up with in person. So I think it's good. There's a lot of good things about Facebook dating. I feel, oh yeah, compliments. I forgot to mention that, is that you can pay each other compliments, which is like reviewing the person. So I've had compliments like genuine, honest, kind, that type of thing. You know, and so I really like that. It's kind of like gamifying dating, if you know what I mean. And it's getting reviews is good, you know, because basically compliments are like reviews, because, you know, it's good for other people to see what your compliments are, and you can see them on the profile. I can't preview them on the profile anymore though. It's weird because I could the other day. Also, Facebook date, you can go by distance as well as age as your strong preference. So it makes it better that you can just see people in your country if you want. But if you go quite far out of the distance, even in your own country, it then starts just showing you people in other countries. Like I used to get people in France when I put 200 miles, and 200 miles for me is in London, like, you know. So it's a bit weird in that way. But I still think it's worth giving it a go. But another con is most of them, if not all of them, are sexual and highly sexual on there. Really sexual, you know, like hypersexual. Like I got another guy as well that friend requested me. I think he friend requested me. Or did he like me as a match? Anyway, one or the other, and he came in my inbox, and then I said to him about being asexual. He goes, oh no, I'm a hypersexual. I'm thinking, why didn't he read the profile, the bio? Because it says I hate all types of sex and asexual. And so yeah, I just like said, well, it's not gonna work that, but I wish you luck. And he wished me luck as well, which was nice, and off we went our separate ways. And you just deactivate a conversation, or you can block the person completely if you want. So you got both of those features on there. But I still think it's worth giving Facebook dating a try if you want some in-person dates, and if you're fed up of not getting responses on asexual sites. But you have to understand that most of them are highly sexual on Facebook dating, and they probably, if you're a sexual pulse asexual, not going to be compatible with you. At least that's my experience so far to date. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live. Right now, I'll post a new video. I am in London tomorrow watching Frozen the musical. I cannot wait, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.